So we've got a jump in here already, right? So the jump happens within the thing. Input jump, and it just adds an impulse.
So we have a gravity enabled, right?
Yes.
Does that is it something like is grounded,
No.
or does it tell us that we are in the air or not?
So the gravity enabled thing is just whether or not we want to apply the downward velocity of gravity. And in terms of, do we have something? Are they touching the floor? Are you on about like within the pawn? You mean or in the pawn
No.
class or
Do
on?
we have a like can do we know if the player is in the air or not? Like
No,
that's the question.
we've not
Maybe we
done that.
should
I don't
do
know if the pawn
that
has it.
before. We should do that before going into jumping animation thing.
Right. Okay. Just so that we know when to stop playing the animation, is it? Or to
Yes.
start.
Start and stuff. Yeah.
Okay. So when we add the impulse, I'm trying to think how we do this now, and where needs to. Yeah, so we can either do like a trace down, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, but that would only. It can't just be after a jump. It'd have to basically be constant, right?
Yes. Because we can also fall.
Yes. Games where you fall off the platform and still jump. I do it, Joe. Okay, so are we just going to do a on tick? We're going to want to do a ray trace. I can't remember any of the syntax for.
Well, thankfully you are using blueprints, so
So I guess
just search for
trace.
it.
Okay, line trace by
Line trace. And can you share your
profile channel
screen?
objects. Yeah.
15 frame rate.
Yeah. You can see.
Yes.
Excellent. Okay. So we had a line trace in here, right? And then we have line trace by channel. So we need to know if we're colliding with the floor. So we'd need to, I guess, would it just be anything for now rather than floor specifically?
Okay.
Trying to think what.
Yeah, for now, yeah, it makes sense for now.
So would we just do it by channel or profile? I'm just trying.
I used channel before.
Okay.
Didn't use profile, but profile. So in profile you select the profile of the collider, right? Like pawn or world static, something like that.
Right. Whereas channel is the individual channels that you can choose within the profile.
I don't know. Channels and profiles are confusing a little bit.
Yeah, I think channels are the things that you customize, if I remember.
Yeah, somewhere in the project settings, right?
Engine channels, channels, trace channels. Yeah, so there's like a set amount that you can make. 18. Yeah, that's the. So that's that. But then there's also the profiles.
Profiles are pre-made then.
Yeah, I think they're pretty. I remember seeing them. If you go down to, if I click on my character.
Maybe instead you can just go there and add line trace by profile, and then it will allow you to select the profile there.
This one. Where's the profile? Oh, you just type a name in as an F name.
Ah, okay.
What could go wrong? Okay.
Okay, and the trace channel visibility.
Or camera. So we need to find these channels. these profiles or to make a new channel.
Or for now, we can do line trace by object.
And say, is it the floor? Or is it this particular block?
Yes.
I mean, we can. I don't feel happy about doing
Yes, yes.
that.
Not physics, collision.
Yeah, collision prefix. Okay. These not profiles though, are they?
Yeah, so you do custom. So object type. The responders are the profiles or not? Yeah, so you can see trace response, visibility and camera. So we add a channel there to... Can you see trace responses under collision responses?
Here,
Yes.
yeah.
So it
Oh,
says
these two.
visibility and camera. Yep.
Yes, okay, I see what you're saying now. So, yeah, but I'm trying to think how to add them. I guess I'm used to seeing this list here.
Yes, and I remember I saw that list in the project settings somewhere.
This list here.
Yes, let me check on my own. Engine collision. Okay, let's go there. Collision. Object channels. No, we don't have. Oh, okay. Preset.
In preset?
There are presets here in the collision. Can you look at my
Settings.
screen?
Chat on the same screen, so. Yes. Okay. Yeah, that's.
So if we try to add a new one here, we'll say like overlap channel and ground. I don't know.
That may. So if we went into production.
Yeah, so it showed up here, man.
Right, okay.
I added a ground and yeah.
Okay. Why am I not standard?
What do you mean?
Like, I can't see the massive list of the ones.
Because you need to go to the collision tab instead of searching.
Yeah. The word static object that blocks all actors by default. But isn't, hang on. This is worth thinking about for a sec. Sorry, I get confused because it's like one is saying what you're going to trace to, and one is like what kind of object are you when other things trace with you. Isn't it?
I don't know about object channels, but let's go try to add a new trace channel now. And I don't want to confuse myself with presets right now. I believe presets are like you add a preset, then use it for general collision checks. But for trace channels, you add a new trace channel there. Let's try adding one. I called it ground and selected overlap. Yeah. Accept. So I added there. So if you go to the ground static mesh, I mean that block.
Yeah, and we're gonna say we want this to be.
No, you keep it custom. And oh, it didn't show up on your end. It did.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a change. Yes. Okay, so we're saying that this floor has a custom preset, and that basically says that it's going to. I don't know why both of those are on. Oh, is it because it varies? It's not all overlap. Okay, that's fine. I understand.
Mm-hmm.
So we're saying that anything that does a trace looking for ground, we will allow it to overlap. Is that how we should read that?
I don't know. Maybe we should have the overlap on grounds for the player.
Yeah, that's
But
what I.
then,
It's like
no,
this.
no.
Collision is a whole different ball game as well. Just responses and trace responses form the basis of how it handles time. Every object that can collide gets an object type, a series of responses that define how it interacts. Collision or involved effect be affected by blocking. Trace responses work in the same way except a trace that can be defined as types, thus allowing actors to either block it or their trace. I think this is saying, like, the first way, collision responses is just two things coming into each other. Trace responses is actually more about you can make an object of type character shoot out a trace that is looking for ground. So you give the
Yeah.
trace a kind of thing.
Okay, I get it. We won't be using the line trace for channels. No. Look at my screen now. Let's say we're using line trace for objects,
Right.
and then it says object types here. We need to pass in an array, right? Let's make an array. It starts with like word static, pawn, physics body.
Or
Now
whatever
we can
type we've
do
given
this.
our floor. So it's world static probably. And world dynamic maybe, if we had moving platform. Just
Yeah, and we can
hypothetically.
add maybe new object type if we want it specific.
Okay, that's interesting. So would that be an object channel? I think.
So we have those types in presets actually, right?
Yeah, that's what. But they use multiple times. You see on my
So
screen.
so what happens
Object.
when you click on new in presets? We try to create a new preset, for example.
Yeah, then you have to specify the object type within the preset. You don't put your own one in. I don't think object channels is the same, is it? Call this best object channel. Now, if I was to add one of, yes, it does.
Yeah, it
Okay,
does. Okay, that's
so is
it.
this. So I could make this our ground object if I wanted, right?
And default response would
Would
be
block.
ignore actually. No, ignore. Then we will select only one object to block or overlap, right? That's the default response. Like when you create a new object, would it have blocking for ground object channel or not? Like you created a player. I don't want the player to response block block response for this channel. It's the default. Like when you create an object and you go to inspector and check it, it should
Yeah,
be ignore.
but you want the cats just to fall through the floor.
Because like not all objects will collide with the floor.
But
That's
not all
why I
objects
mean,
would make a ground object. Oh, okay. So this is. Sorry, I see what you're saying. Out of the list of all of them, it'll be ignore, and then we manually choose the ones that we want.
Yeah, or it's the opposite. I don't know. Maybe or you manually choose ignore for the objects that will
Okay.
ignore the ground.
Yeah, yeah. I just we wanted to understand.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so we got a ground object type.
Guess
Okay. Okay, sweet.
this is
So let's,
enough.
yeah.
Yeah.
We need to make sure that our object type is defined here.
Oh, that sucks. You didn't click back in
Ground object. Yeah.
Okay.
So, and then we go into pawn.
Yes.
I do not neither of these.
Yeah.
Line trace by object.
4 objects.
And the object type is our new type, which is ground object. Right. Complex is just about the collision,
Yeah.
whether or not it needs to use the complex. We won't for.
Yes.
So the start point, we're gonna need the character here, right?
We
Position
can
of
have
the
a
feet.
draw debug type actually, maybe for one frame or.
What this?
Yeah.
Oh, so we see where it is. Okay, that's quite nice
It will
actually,
draw
isn't
it.
it?
Okay.
Ignore self, so we don't want it to trace into it. Yeah, that's true. Factors to ignore, well, self should be sufficient, or would the skeletal mesh count as one? Depends if we're look. No, the skeletal mesh isn't this type of object, so it won't hit it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sweet.
So we
we
get
need a
actor
start and end position.
component.
Yeah.
Location.
Sorry.
To location.
I mean, we've also got a caption on that up here, but
yeah, I don't know. Maybe we'll also offset it, right?
Yeah. I think this is something in the capture, the half height that you could minus the half height off, possibly.
Well, let's just try
see what that gives us, right? So the end is not like the direction, is it? That's just so it's going to be this minus our distance, right?
Yes, that sucks.
So
I like that using direction more.
Get a see on the z-axis. We can break this out. Z1 grounded trace length.
Very tidy coder.
File that, and we will make it. Let's just say 50 now, because they're 40 half height, so that might go a little bit into the ground if it's manually. We'll see. And then this goes to here. Do we get to choose what color? No. Okay, so
yes, we do. Drop down.
Thing of beauty. Okay, that's cool. So if it's not hitting, it'll do that. If it is hitting, it does. Excellent. Okay, we're doing it on tick. Probably do with having this last time.
Yeah.
Okay. So do we want to? Yes,
so
this is what we've hit. So we would.
No, we can use the return value actually. If it's hit or not.
Okay. Yeah. So let's branch.
Maybe create a Boolean variable.
Right. Oh, that would be from this, right?
Is in air or is grounded.
Yeah.
We can just set that variable instead of using a branch.
Yeah. We're on the same page.
Cool.
Oh, what the?
We're not. You deleted
I selected the top one then. Never mind. That's okay. Now, let's give this a quick name, which is so is grounded, right? Because if it's true, then we're grounded.
Okay.
File that. I guess we don't need to do any debugging output because this will tell us if it's hitting or not. Oh,
true that.
Let's go. Okay, so this is in the tick. Doing this. Happening. Yeah.
It is happening.
Go to the next. Set it. False. It doesn't think we're hitting it. Okay, so where are we? What are we on? We're on the pawn. Get actor location gives us
Maybe we can eject and travel with camera and check
yeah, see if we
inside
can
the
see.
mesh or not.
Yeah. Yeah,
Well,
that's a
why
fair
is it
point.
black?
It's because it's paused on the first frame. Out of this.
So it's not
Okay,
draw.
I see
Ah,
a
it
trace.
is drawing.
Okay,
Yeah.
sorry, I need to. Where? Oh, it's kind of the neck.
Yeah, we also need the offset. It should start off from its groin, kinda, maybe.
Yeah, well,
Not
I guess.
not the feet, but like a little higher than the feet position.
Yeah, I mean, does it matter where it starts as long as it goes down far enough, in your opinion?
Right now, it doesn't. No.
Okay.
No. So we can just increase the jump
Yeah.
offset.
Oh, did I give this a? I did give it. Just see how 100.
Yes.
Okay, but it's constantly thinking it's not colliding, right?
Yeah.
Have a look at the traces that hit. Is that we are looking for ground object? Did I change it to be ground object?
Can we? No.
What sort of?
It's not. Maybe simulation generates hit events. It does. You didn't tick that. The top one.
Ah, impactful.
No.
Well, it's an overlap, isn't it? If it's a trace, are we do? No. The thing is, it looks like it's hitting as well because it does an effect on the surface.
So what if we also tick generate overlap events? But it shouldn't be that.
Maybe we can maybe change it. This
The
side.
hardest thing in UE. Runtime changes.
Oh, I went with the radius of. Yeah, but that doesn't. Oh,
What?
tick that.
No. We tick that for the ground.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I don't. But this doesn't matter if this is the character, the ground. I need to.
No luck.
Physics is collision, isn't it? Telling it that it should it not block the? No, I really.
We're not using the ground tracing anyways.
Yeah, you're right. Ground object is what.
It's not movable, it says, but it doesn't have to be
It shouldn't, but
movable.
that's based on it being a static. Hitting it.
Yes.
It does the shape, right?
Yeah, it is showing a hit, obviously.
This is going to be false.
Let's check that.
True. Oh, that's grounded. Oh.
It works, but somehow the color is wrong.
Okay. Oh, okay. Let's do one thing. Yeah. Okay, if this false, then we. I just want to see if I jump whether it flicks. Since the colors off. Yeah, there we go.
Lovely.
Lovely.
Yeah, so we can remove the last bit. And now we can go to the animation blueprint, animation instance blueprint. BP character anim instance, the first one.
That's the one.
So here probably we need to go to event graph and like you have in the list on the left you have functions and three overridables.
Oh yeah.
We need to get begin play, I guess, and get try get pawn owner
Yeah, we
pawn
got.
what? Oh, okay, yeah, we can use that.
What, and cache it, is it?
Yeah, cast it and cache it.
Oh yeah, I've done that. Cast to BP pawn. That's over.
You have two variables now.
Oh, did I? Yeah.
Mm.
What's CNC? Command and Conquer.
Okay. And
So do we? Go on. I'm sorry.
What?
No. Go ahead.
Okay, let's switch back to anim graph, the new state machine on the left list again. Yeah. Okay, so let's create a new state. Right click and state. Jump. Okay.
So this is a state, right?
Yes.
Okay. So when we start, they're going to go into that, and we need to make a transition from here.
Just drag and drop from the end bit.
Oh, yeah, the outer bit.
Yeah. It didn't work,
There we
and
go.
yeah.
Okay, so and then
And
our
do the
condition for
opposite.
this.
Do the opposite as well.
That's what that meant. Both ways, my bad.
Maybe.
Okay,
I
this is
don't
looking
know.
more like Unreal.
Actually,
Unity,
it could work like that. Maybe, I don't know. So double click that transition thing. Yeah. So we have our cached pawn, right?
yes, we do.
And drag and drop.
And we want to get grounded.
And yes.
It needs to be the invert of that, right?
Mm-hmm. Not.
So that would just be for the one transition.
Yeah.
We give this a name.
No.
Okay. What would you call it if you wanted?
Character and anim graph state machine.
It's just yeah, I didn't like the new there. It looks like it's saved. Okay. So that was just for this one that we set it up there, right? Ah, it's nice that you hover over and it says that this one would be when we are grounded. This and It's just easier to
No.
drag it again.
And this time we will
Oh,
find it. Cool.
okay. So this now
Well, we
means
also need to go into, yeah, double click the jump.
we need to tell it what to actually do, right?
Yeah, so we have an asset browser on the right side.
It finds all the things of this type, right?
Jumping.
Drag it in.
Left side, yeah. And go. Yeah, let's hope this will work. I don't know.
Yeah, it's gonna be a weird one. Is there a way to do like? Does it loop? I guess we don't want it to loop, do we? But
Yes.
they're gonna like do a land on the floor. It's really weird. I
Well,
guess
we actually need 3 different animations: jump, start, jump, loop, and jump end. But we're
yeah,
just
like a falling one and a landing
yeah,
one as well, right?
yeah. But let's not
Yeah, let's
waste
not.
our time with
Let's
that.
just time the jump to do with the animation. All right, let's go first off. I
Yeah,
think
it
it did
works.
it.
It works.
Got a bit of a ramp up time, hasn't it? That animation.
Yeah, maybe we
Okay.
can speed up the animation. What do you think?
Yeah. The other thing I was gonna do was delay the jump, which is probably not so good. But I'm gonna give it a quick go anyway because we're here. Add a delay node in here. Ah, a bit of a wind up.
But
Right.
it won't play it anyways. Like
Oh, because it's not off the floor.
yes.
That was the best idea. All right, speeding up the animation. So I guess do we go into the animation itself?
Jumping.
Scale rate?
I guess.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's a crap animation, but it's fine. Can't really do much about that. So you'd either need to put in some logic where you'd have more booleans saying like has started jump, and then when you leave the ground, then you can transition to different ones, etc. So it's like he's kicking a little bit in the air. Tiger knee. But yeah, so if because we're not going to go through and do a very detailed jump here, just to talk through if anyone ever does watch this back and wondering, you just essentially, I can imagine that you'd want to have different animations, as Bora said, for like begin jump. You'd want one repeating looping animation for when you're in the air there, and then you want one as when you land that it can blend into that. So then you would make an animation blend sequence between those as well, I guess. Maybe.
Actually, you don't need a has begin jump variable for that. Like you check uh, is grounded to start the animation, then you check again if we are grounded or not in
Okay,
jump
yeah.
animation, and if it ended, it transitions into the loop. And then if we are grounded, then it transitions back to jump end.
Yeah. So basically, you'd need to make your own little state machine to control how you want to transition between those animations, and it'd be in a
Yeah, and
very
you
similar
can
way.
get away with only one variable, I guess.
Yeah. But whatever, if it makes it easier for you to, I know when I started coding, making a bunch of different variables for the different things can sometimes make it a bit easier to just make sure you're tracking what's going on. But I think Bora's got a good point. Anyway, so this is like he does a little jump and a tuck. Wonderful, well done.
And I don't have a lot of knowledge about the animation blendings here between the walking and jumping, but if we go to the state machine again,
Oh yeah,
so, back to the state machine. Inside the state machine. Double click the character state machine now. Yeah, okay, so uh, when you click, not double click, but single click on the transitions, there should be something like the blend settings, duration.
Yeah. So if you want it to be instant,
Mm-hmm.
that would be 0, right?
Or the easing method is in the mode, I guess. Hermite cubic, it says.
Yeah, ease in, ease out. Okay.
And custom, I guess you're drawing a graph or something if you
Yeah,
select
you probably just add a curve. Yeah. And make add curves as.
All right, cool. I'm glad
Okay.
we were successful with this one.
Yeah. Yeah. So I guess the only thing we weren't sure of, we don't need to explore this now, but it'd be whether or not we could get it also blended into this. Whether you could have like it on a higher up value on the top represent like distance from floor or something. I don't know.
I don't know. That would be weird. Like
That would be
if
weird
you're
because if you jump off the
if
edge, I know.
if you have something like flying, maybe that could work, but not for jumping. Like uh, when you're falling, it starts to use the flying animation instead of falling because you're
Right.
hovering.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I see what you mean. And hi, by
Uh,
the way, Pally.
It would apply for a spacecraft more like you're a car, then when you just jump off of a ramp, you start to fly and start playing another animation maybe. You
Yeah.
have wings
Yeah.
out.
Okay.
Okay.
Because that way you can keep the running while jumping. Really have to have a completely separate jumping animation.
Yeah.
Some people may have that, right? Whereas generally, like leg bending and going up in the air, you
Yeah,
let
of
the
course.
root motion from the run animation maybe govern how it would look. Be sure though. There we go. Okay, so that was the first bit that we want to get done today.